What's up, YouTube? You're Inside the Edge, and I'm back with another video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm back at it, guys. Today I got you guys with another video, and today I want to talk about Julio Jones. This was a signing that happened yesterday. I'm kind of late, but I still wanted to talk about it, guys. And with Julio Jones, it just seems like there's a lot of people that's just they're throwing his name out like he's just another player. I'm like, you guys know who this guy is? So I actually just looked up some records because this guy got some NFL records. So peep this, like, just to start off this video, I mean, Julio Jones is just an incredible player. But let me just read you guys some interesting records that he still holds to this day that has not been broken. I had to read this a couple times, like, where was I when this happened? But Julio Jones, he has an NFL record of 91.9 yards per game, meaning almost every game he's averaging 100 yards on top of your DBs. But this was the year when he had, Matt Ryan as his quarterback, and they just had this great chemistry where they were balling in that span of like 8 straight seasons of just dominance. I think they might have played like 10 years together probably. But, Julio Jones, I mean, hear this out too. He also has 5 seasons where he had over 100 plus receptions. And this right here had me confused when I'm like, where was I at? But he also has 3 games in his career where he's had over 250 yards receiving. And I'm like, wow. So then I had to do some research, and I seen that back in 2016 versus the Panthers, he had a 300-yard game. I'm like, wow, that's incredible, man. So again, Julio Jones ain't just another receiver. And I think Philly knows that, and that's why I think this was a really good signing for the Philadelphia Eagles because, Julio Jones is a guy that is experienced. And as far as why I think this is a good situation for him personally is because, he's going to a team that's already built, has a good defense, has an established quarterback with a good offensive line. So, because that's always frustrating with receivers when you have a bad offensive line where you're running these good routes and you look back and you see a quarterback getting sacked, and that's really frustrating. But again, he's going to be in a situation where he has an established quarterback. He's not going to be the number 1 option. He's not going to be the number 2 option. For him to be a 3rd option receiver, that's less pressure on him. And I think that that kind of workload, I think he can do it. He can do it for Philly. I just know there's been lack of production from certain players on this Phillies team. But I do believe with Dallas Goedert, I know he's been banged up right now. He's dealing with a groin injury, and I think that's kind of what's slowing down his offense in a way as well, because Dallas Goedert, he's probably the most consistent, productive player on this Phillies offense. But with him being injured and stuff, I can see why this team isn't having a fiery start the season. But I think with this Julio signing, I think it's just a perfect matchup with him and Hurts, because he's with a quarterback that we know Jalen Hurts can throw the football deep from medium range to short range. He's accurate. He can hit you in stride. And with Julio Jones being an incredible route runner, even though he may lose his burst, the speed, or his agility and maybe the little intangibles like that, but I still think that because of his wisdom and his experience of how long he's played the game of football, he just knows how to get open. And I know he's just going to have a really good connection with Jalen Hurts. And also being with A.J. Brown being there as well, I think it's going to boost his confidence. And I think it's going to be a really good signing for Philly. And I just think it's remained to be seen, because as of right now, Philly is signing him to the Eagles, but he's being signed to the practice squad. Obviously the practice squad, just to get his reps, just to get his energy back, just to get a feel for the team, just to get his foot on some turf. But hopefully Julio Jones will be active. If not this upcoming week, then hopefully next week he should be active and ready to go for Philly. But as of right now, I definitely think that it's a good signing, because I think what's different about this, I mean, you Philly fans, y'all could check me on this, because I'm not the biggest, you Philly fans go hard. You guys could check me, but I do feel like, with Philly, the difference between, last year and this year, I think with Philly, again, the run game is still there. Swift, that was another good trade for Philly as well, to get Swift. I have him in fantasy, and I think that's why, I think that's why a lot of people really believe in this Philly offense, because, the way they can run the football. But I also think that, with Philly, what teams are doing different is they're understanding that A.J. Brown is a lethal weapon for this team. So I think a lot of teams on defense are strategizing, saying, okay, maybe on third down situations, we'll double team him, make sure he doesn't get a completion, or we'll help over the top. And I think a lot of teams are game planning for that, where that's leaving Devontae Smith to make a lot of plays. And again, Devontae Smith he's a great receiver, but he is kind of linky. He does, he could get jammed up time to time, and that's not a guy you kind of really want to rely on if your number one is out. I'm not saying Devontae Smith is not a number one, but I still think that he's still building towards that. And I think that's why Philly is kind of struggling a little bit. I think a lot of teams this year is really locking in on Philly's offense. And I think, that's one thing of why, and A.J. Brown is still having an incredible season, by the way, too, even with all the strategies defenses are doing. But I think that's kind of the difference between last year and this year. I think teams are paying attention more to Jalen Hurts and understanding more of how he plays, how he's a dual threat and the read option. So teams on defense are trying to take that away from Philly as well. But again, this is no panic video. I don't think, Philly, I know, this is no panic video. I don't think, Philly's falling off the map because they lost to the Jets or anything like that. But I do think that Julio Jones signing with Philly was a really good pickup. And I just wanted to just make a quick video just to talk about it. Trying to put some respect on Julio Jones. But for you Philly fans, you guys should feel really good about this signing. It is 1 year. I mean, what's there to lose, right? What's there to lose? It's all about getting your team better, right? It's all about, making moves and seeing what's best for the team. So with that being said, guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be covering a lot of NBA topics, NFL content as well. So be sure to subscribe, drop a like. It helps my channel grow. And I'll see you guys until next time. Have a good day. Peace.